Hello, this is my review of the Arris Poke FPV micro drone. So basically it's a knockoff of the Eachine 010, E010, and it's basically, this guy is over here. This has been replaced with a Cyma board instead, but it's basically little 6mm motors and the same little FC board. This one has a pigtail extension for another kind of battery. Anyways, this one, you know, these little Eachines are just really just knockoffs of, you know, the Inductrix, you know, the tiny whoops basically. And well, they're much cheaper, of course, and you have to add a camera and things like that. You have to solder things on there, and in this case, this is the one with the 7mm motors, the E011, much more powerful. But in this case, I've actually replaced the the board with an F3 board, micro transmitter, a receiver for a hobby grade receiver, and a little camera with a dipole, which actually works pretty well. Anyways, if you're not into doing all that and programming clean flight or beta flight, you can just buy the little Eachine knockoffs like this, and basically this is already pre-built for you. There's a little camera in there, you know, 5.8 gigahertz dipole antenna, which actually works really well. I was skeptical about how the range and clarity and penetration of the signal would be with these kind of antennas, but you know, I usually go for your standard cloverleaf type antennas like this one for outdoor flying. But anyways, this one is, I don't know that the motors have been upgraded, but I do know that it flies pretty well with just little 6mm motors. This one could not carry a camera, and a lot of people have complained about that too. I guess they might have been made in different factories and they just weren't, some were just weren't powerful enough for some reason. Anyways, this one does fly really nicely. It's got a protected case here, so you're not going to beat up your camera, and you know, without the cloverleaf, this little whip antenna is pretty much indestructible. You do get instructions over here, and you get extra props, the battery, and a little USB charging cable. But I already have a bunch of these, so I haven't opened them. And of course you have the transmitter, which I haven't even used this. I've been using the original one for my my Eachine. Exact same thing, it's the exact same electronics and everything. So not a big deal. Anyways, yeah, it's not the best value in the fact that you can actually build these for cheaper, but if you're not into soldering little itty-bitty electronics and things like that, this is actually a really great out-of-the-box solution. Everything you have is you know, what you need to go fly FPV, except for the actual goggles. And the goggles are, of course, a separate thing altogether. And basically, it's going to be the best value if you don't have the skills or the inclination to basically put something like this together and compare it to the Inductrix toys, I guess. This is a pretty good value. So in retrospect, I wish I had gotten to one of these when I first got into this stuff. I mean, you do learn a lot by actually building them, but you know, this is actually a really great solution for indoor and, you know, light outdoor flying if you don't, you know, have a lot of wind going on. You know, people get into FPV, they love these, you know, building these big racers. There's the 250 ZMR, pretty ubiquitous, but it's a lot of time and effort. Even if you buy the Eachine Wizard or some pre-built ones, you still have to fix these things when they break and upgrade things. So that's a lot of effort and a lot of investment, a lot more investment at least. And to be honest, if you live in a very urban place, you don't get to fly these things very much because these are dangerous flying blenders. These blades are really sharp. These are tiny and they're protected inside this ducted fan. So if you're getting into this and you wanted to get into real 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi or, you know, non-Wi-Fi FPV, something like this would actually be a really good deal. Anyways, let's go flying.